What's up YouTube, it's YCS, and today I'll be showing you guys my YCS Sydney 43rd place deck profile, in which I played Ryzeal Fiendsmith. So I'll talk about my matchups after. Let's just go through the deck profile first. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And let's get into deck profile. So starting off, we go with the main deck. We've got 3 copies of Ice Ryzeal. He's the best start in the deck since he doesn't have restriction when you normal summon him. When he's normal summoned, he can special summon a Ryzeal monster from deck, which is bad against full loss, but you know, it's alright I guess, because you can make the Fiendsmith combo. So you normal this, special summon, like for example X, add sword, link both Ice and X into Moon or Close Heaven or X on Night, and then make Requiem. And he has another effect, but sadly he makes you rank 4 restricted, where you can send a card from hand or field to graveyard to special summon. And it doesn't work on the D shift, unfortunately. And you can also use him as a material for Chaos Angel, funny enough, since he's a level 4 light. Next starter we run is 3 copies of X Ryzeal. He's not as good in this variant since he locks you if you use the hand effect. However, he's good at breaking boards, as you can send cards like Aggregator from your extra deck to the graveyard, where you can negate like a Detonator or DDD Caesar. And his rotor effect can be normal special summon, so you can just normal summon search instead of using the Xyz dump effect that restricts you. And you can also use him as material for Chaos Angel, funny enough, since it's a light level 4. The last Ryzeal monster, 3 of our run is Sword Ryzeal. He's unfortunately your worst one, as he uses up your normal summon, so you can't use your Ice normal summon effect anymore. Plus you won't get into a Fiendsmith engine as well, unfortunately. However, he's a good extender, plus can be a 1-card detonator combo, which I've done many times, where I have this plus 4 hand traps, where I just make detonator, have another one of this for follow up because I searched X Ryzeal, and then pass. Most people run him as a 12, but I think 3 is good, as it's helped me out a lot. So that's it for the Ryzeal Frios. Next card run is Node Ryzeal. He's an extended and Xyz in graveyard or field. Plus he's a reborn if you send a card from hand or field to grave. Whereas thanks to the Fiendsmith engine, you can use those equips as fodder rather than using the other cards in your hand, which could possibly be more hand traps. So you can send like Requiem or Sequence to grave, Reborn like any level 4 in your grave, and then you can make like a rank 4 play. That's it for the Ryzeal main deck monsters. Next we go into the Fiendsmith engine. 3 copies of Fiendsmith Ryzeal. Him paired with Ice Ryzeal is the best combo in this deck, as you can have Caesar, Agnamde, Desiree engrave, plus Duel and detonator, or dual drive 1 mat plus detonator with like aggregator or eclipse wins. He can also be used as material for Hero's Angel, and he searches a Fiendsmith card from deck to hand by discarding for cost. Has a reborn effect by shuffling 1 light fiend monster from deck to extra deck or extra deck. And he has a monster removal effect where you target like a equip spell equipped to one of your monsters plus monster your opponent controls. So for example, like a Nibiru token, as it's very troublesome to out it due to his high stats. Next you run 1 Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. She's a pseudo brick unfortunately, but I can still use as like a starter, I guess still. So she sends like either Engraver or Paradise. It's like another interruption, and has a reborn effect to reborn one of your links like Numday or Requiem. It can also be used as Exceed material since she's level 4 to something like Dual Drive, Duel, Externite, and Chaos Angel if you have level 6. Last main deck monster run that's not a hand trap is Fabled Larry, another pseudo brick, where if you don't want him you can just go Fiendsmith combo. Plus he has 1 effect which it reads if it's discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. So that's it for the main deck normal monsters I run. Next we go into the hand traps. Run 3 copies of Effect Veiler, whereas people have moved on to Metatronus instead. But I feel like this is better because it hits almost every deck in the meta except maybe like back row decks. And it's a bit 50-50 against Malice because you have to gamble whether or not their set is either a bluff or it's actually a trap. And I usually side this out going second against Malice for the cards in my side deck. Next we got the last level 1 hand trap run. 3 copies of Draw a Lockbird. Draw a Lockbird shuts down cards like the Molchamis, the Mirror Match if they start off with Engraver, Mitsurugi Ryzeal, Blue Eyes, maybe Malice if they start off with Chessy Cat or Elder of Darkness, so you can stop them getting more pluses. Next we go into level 3 hand traps. 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is most mainly used for countering the Molchamis, and it's just generically good against every deck in the format. The last level 3 hand trap run is 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So to still run Rabbit as it hits every deck in the format, because you can hit this against Malice to their link 2s like Haggard Lizardos or Splash Mage if they try to go to their red ransom or white binder. Their Bow if you manage to top deck this, which hurts a lot. I feel like. Deception of the Sinful Spoils for the White Forest as a Mina matchup. Fiendsmith decks for like Desiree and Ryzeal for like Dual Drive. Next we're getting into the only Molchami main deck, which is 3 copies of Molchami Full Loss. Originally I wasn't main decking this card until the week I had the YCS, as I felt like I needed to up the main deck to 45 instead of 42, as I wanted to decrease my chances of opening the bricks in the deck, because there's like 5 around 5 to 7 pseudo bricks in the deck. So I thought it would help out for that. So this one's basically max C for monster special from deck or extra deck. And the last monster hand trap main deck is 3 copies of Nibiru with the Primal Being. Nibiru is, I feel like Nibiru is still main deck worthy, as I feel like people don't respect it, which I'm also guilty of doing, because it cost me the only match I lost in the entire Swiss, which probably cost me my not getting to top 32 unfortunately. But it's whatever, I'll just practice, I'll just try and play more with one deck instead of playing multiple decks in the format. And this paired with Urga, Vela or Imperm, depending on your opponent's deck, is devastating. As well as running full loss, which increases our chances of drawing into this if they try to still play under full loss. Oh yeah, free Nibiru. Hits most decks well, maybe except the... It's like 50-50 against Malice, because they could play through it, or the Mitsurugi Ryzeal matchup, because it triggers the Ame, or the one that looks like a turtle in the shell, the Futsu. And next we'll go into the spells. We want 3 copies of Bonfire. This is the rotor for the deck, which adds any Ryzeal card that's good, like Ice or X Ryzeal, since they're power level 4s. And sadly this card might get hit to 1 in the next ban list. Hopefully it doesn't, because I'd have to replace 2 copies of it for 7th Ascension, which is very hard to find at the moment since 7th Tachyon's coming out next week. So hopefully they don't hit it, as I only need to get 7th Tachyon, but if they hit it, I have to look for 2 to 3 copies of Ascension, especially on European, because I found some sellers but they were like US prints, so I was like, never mind. So yeah, free Bonfire. It's got more ancient cards, 2 copies of Fiendsmith Tract. I feel like it's necessary to run 2 copies of this, as you'll eventually in the grind game need a second copy, as that has happened to me a lot, where you wanna use Engraver in hand to a double copy of this, and most of the time you just side a copy out plus a copy of Engraver and Fiendsmith in Paradise going second. Next card we run is Ryzeal Cross, one of the broken monster negates of all time, as you can negate any monster effect in the chain. Plus has a recycle effect by shuffling back any 2 Ryzeal cards from deck to the bottom of the deck to draw 1 card. Next for the one-off spells around 1 copy Triple Tactics Talent to hand rip, draw 2 or take, depending on the scenario. I usually just keep it for first and second, and I'm only running 1 because I run Frost inside the deck. And even if I'm main deck, even if I'm starting cross, I'll still main this, because I can just counter their cross out. Sorry, their talents by activating cross out. And then last spell I main deck is called Card Engraver Plus, because it hits every troublesome effect that triggers in the graveyard, like hand traps, lacrima, spirit dragon if they have one of it, because if they have two they can summon ultimate spirit dragon. Well, you can't banish it unfortunately. So that's it for the spells. Next let's get into the traps. And one copy of Fiendsmith and Paradise is the one you send off lacrima. And it's an interruption where you can activate this when a monster when your opponent special summons a monster. Where you banish it, the Foolish Barrier from deck or extra deck Fiendsmith card. So you can send like this right to grave. So like send a card to the graveyard. And something cool you can do with that Desiree is you can attach it to like your detonator, so you can get an extra interruption, which I did a lot in the YCS. Now we're going to our last trapper main deck. 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Very impermanence because it hits pretty much every deck in a format, I guess. Plus it plays around triple tactics talent since it's not a monster. It's overall generic. It's Caesar, Detonator. So the main deck was 45 cards in total. I don't think that I had any issues. It only bricked like twice, I guess. Overall, I'm satisfied with the main deck. I don't think there was anything wrong. I think I was the issue with it. So yeah, let's get into the extra deck next. You run 2 copies of Ryzeal Fiendsmith, the Trident, Modern Day Trident for the 2024 and between 2025 season. So this one triggers when when opponent activates a card effect where you detach a material from it, not once per turn. Target one card and feel destroyed. Has also an effect to attach any monster to its material, and has a once per turn protection effect from battle card effect where you detach one material from it, which I actually didn't know, but one of my opponents told me that when I was testing the deck in like other tournaments before the YCS. Next, run 1 copy of Ryzeal Dual Drive. I would like to run another copy, but unfortunately I don't have any deck space for it. And this card is basically a Rota, which searches to Ryzeal cards with different names from deck to hand. He also has a special summon effect to attach any Ryzeal card to its material. Plus, he can increase the attack of your monsters and decrease the attack of opponent's monsters depending on the amount of materials he has. So yeah. What's the Duel card? Problem is he doesn't detach for cost. So there's times we have Lacrima underneath and Impermanent. It's a bit troublesome because you want to get rid of the Lacrima. But can be very good in the grind game if you opponent Impermanent and they can't do anything, and you still have this on board. So that's it for Ryzeal rank 4 Zara. Next we got 1 copy of Evils from X-Ton 9. Original print Laval. So I decided to main deck this still because I felt like it's good for breaking boards, which happens a lot when I was playing this deck, especially losing the die roll, because my opponent would just make like a board with more cards in their field and graveyard, and I just normal summon ice to make this bait the interruption, because the only time I ever summon this is if I'm going second, because I usually summon Moon or Close to Heaven, so I'm like, oh okay, I don't really have to keep an extra 9, and then I just summon this going second, I'm like, oh no. So yeah, but he has a drawback where you can't defeat your opponent that turn as they take no damage after he resolves. Yeah, extra knight. Plus he can bail like Infern Bailer or like a monster negate. So overall I think he's still worthy of main decking. Yes, we got Abyss Dweller. You have to run this card in this format as it hits every deck. That's graveyard reliant, like Mermail, Atlantean, Mitsurugi Ryzeal, Fiendsmith Ryzeal. You can do a bit decently well in the mirror match as they can't trigger the aggregate Eclipse Twins and Growth. I think it hits floors a bit. Yeah. This was a good card. And they might ban it, but who knows. Next we got Eclipse Twins, 1 copy. One of my friends is running 2 copies of it, but I'm like, I don't know about that because the extra deck space is really full. And I really can't afford to put another card to replace. I feel like this is the correct extra deck. So mainly I'd only, most of the time I'll send aggregate instead of this because I feel like there's times, like unless you already, if you have dual drive on field with modern material, I don't think you should have this. The only time you should send this to grave is if your opponent makes you, so not my opponent, myself. So if you end up needing to get rid of the dual drive, then that's the time where you should have this because you'll be easily able to trigger it. Or if you got Nibiru. Those are the only 2 times you should ever dump this, I feel like. Because if you have Nibiru in hand and you have this plus like dual Dragon Fruit, perfect. Because if they play through your disruptions, you can nib the board and then trigger your detonating grave to reborn, which I did a lot. Yes, you got of course DD Wave Hiking Caesar. You need this mainly to counter the Nibiru's, helps against Mitsurugi, the mirror match. Blue Eyes is pretty much most decks in the format. Especially this with Dual Eyes is really good against the mirror match because they can't trigger accurate out it. And a cool thing I did was my opponent had double with Metatronus and have Detonator, and they go Metatronus target this, I go Chain, Negate, they go activate another Tronus, which they actually do funny enough. I go Chain, Caesar, Negate, because if they try to get rid of this one with Metatronus, they can't out this one anymore with the Metatronus since they're activated one. Which was something cool to know about. Next we got the last Xyz I run. Of course, Meologic Aggregator. You need Aggregator for outing opponent's Detonators, Chain blocking Ash Blossom. Yeah, pretty much generic card. Most of the time I'll send this off X Ryzeal if I don't have a way to get rid of Dual Drive from the field to grave. Or if my Dual Drive has like one material because I don't want to get rid of it. Because I can use as cross footer. So now I send this to grave. Because they try like infirm me, I can still like disrupt. If they have like Ice Rise, so I go, oh okay, I'll just chain Ice dump this because pop the ice, negate whatever they summon off the ice Ryzeal. Next we got the links, got Fiendsmith, Agnomde. I really like this card in this deck as you'll be able to end on Caesar plus Card Engraver, which I think is awesome, and it helps for OTKing your opponent and outing Chaos Angel since it increases the attack of your monsters. Next card we got is Sequence. Sequence good for recycling your monsters to fusion summon, and you can use that spot off for node. And for Engraver's send effect. Next you got Mirror to Close Heaven. Mostly just serves as a link fodder for the Requiem. And the one you always want to summon first when you're doing the Fiendsmith combos, and you only want to summon Exton for wall breaking. Plus, I run this one still for Dimension Barrier, which is why I preferred playing this deck over the other two variants in the format. Lastly, we got Fiendsmith Requiem for the links. It's generic tribute for cost, split summon Fiendsmith from deck, and be equipped to again attack for your monster 600. Next we go into the fusions. Fiendsmith Desiree is good for like anti-board breaking cards like Triple Tactics, Talents, Frosts. I had a situation where I hard drew the Paradise, so I ended up making this instead the Paradise, so it's for massive disruption. Last two cards are on is Necro Crypt Princess. Mostly running it for drawing cards, making Chaos Angel easily, summoning Caesar. Overall phenomenal card. I wish they put it in Master Duel already, because Fiendsmith at the moment in Master is not that good. Because the Fiendsmith combo only ends you into like a 1 Engraver pass, it's so cringe. But yeah, overall good card. And last card around is of course the Chaos Angel for breaking boards. And making it troublesome for opponent to out. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. Now let's get into the side deck. Got 3 copies of More Chummy Prulia. I think it did very well for me in the YCS, as I usually have this for the mainly for the Ryzeal variants, as they have to use cards from their hand. The only deck I feel like it was bad against is Malice, as they can play around it by using like Underground or Lure or Gold Sock. It's good against Blue Eyes, which funny enough I faced none in the entire YCS, which is crazy. It's good against White Forest Azamina because they have a few cards that trigger from hand. Good also like Moonmail Atlantean, Sprite. I don't think anyone's playing Sprite at the moment. So yeah, pretty much generic. You could still run this Malice if you like to, because they could like extend with beast steals. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Prulia. Next we get into more Chummy Meows. This card's a bit weird, I guess. It's just mainly in here for Malice, so I'd side out like the Veilers for this, because I want to weaken their board and make them fast turn as much as possible. You could use this for the mirror match as well, or any Fiendsmith variant, as they could like reborn twice to the start with Engraver. Oh yeah, that's it for Meows. Yes, we got the last hand trap are on the side. 3 copies of Artifact Lancia. You have to side this deck, this card in this current format, unfortunately, because it completely shuts down Malice from making like crazy plays. Showing off their lures, gold socks, underground. It's kind of annoying if they have the bestials because they can chain to it, unfortunately, which happened a few times. Next we go into spells. The only spell around the side deck, 3 copies of Frost. Originally these were crossouts, but I realized that, which was good for the first 2 tournaments I played, which I came first and second locals, but wasn't that good in the 4th day I played, which was like Thursday, because I realized that the crossouts I had to cut 2 full losses for 1 each of this, plus cut down the hand traps to 2 offs that aren't as generic for like the crossout, and I feel like that's probably not as good. I'd rather have these, because I kept getting like more Charming, Brilliant and full loss. I was like, I need something better that can like completely shut my turn off. So I was like, okay, I'll try Frost, because I decided to try Frost as well in the Malice deck on Friday, because that deck, when I had Cross, I'd usually open Crossout and the more Charming targets, and it's really bad for the deck as well. So I feel like nowadays it should be shifted to Frost instead of the Crossouts, because Frost is guaranteed to set your turn ending card for opponent's turn, to turn skip them to go back to your turn when they're more Charming. And plus this and one of the traps I run, you can like, so I'd usually side out the 4 losses for the Frost, and possibly side out like 1 Imperm or like an Ogre, depending on the opponent's matchup, on what they're playing. So yeah, 3 Frost. I think this is mandatory sided. This kind of side. Next we go into generic traps. They run the 1-offs, 1 Sanctum, 1 Barrier, 1 Ground. Grounds for like Fiendsmith, any graveyard reliant deck, mirror match, as you can shut down the Eyes, X, Engraver, put a Fiendsmith tracked, because you know no one wants to activate it under that. As well as Atlantean Mermail. I feel like this is another reason why I ran it, because they need the graveyard to trigger their effects to search. Barriers here for like all the Ryzeal variants, any like deck that relies on one form of extra deck engine, like Xyz for Ryzeal, Shinkro for White Forest, Azamina, Fusion for Branded. And this is a Ritual? Yeah, Ritual for like the Mitsurugis as well. Keep that in mind. So I'd usually put both of these for the Mitsurugi Ryzeal matchup, and aside probably like maybe like 2 Ogres out for this, or maybe 2 Infinite Permanences just in case they put in Lightning Storms. And of course the Sanctum, basically your 4th copy of Lancia, plus the Frost, means you have 7 ways to get into your Lancia, and really helped out. So I'll talk about let's do a combo first, and then lastly we'll talk about the matchups and overall score. So let's start off with the 1 card Ice combo. So the one card Ice Ryzeal combo can NG on free material detonator with aggregator or twins, depending on how you feel like you should do it. Caesar, either and a dual drive with one material, which usually I just put aggregator on top of the detonator material, to be honest, and then I have cross out plus lacrima with Requiem Engrave and a plus, maybe a plus one of the cross. So let's start off with Ice Ryzeal, normal Ice Ryzeal effect. Space summon X. Effect X. Add sword. Think X and sword. Into moon. Instead of X1 to hide. Going second against them. Just in case you're going first, you always want to make this. So Requiem, effect Requiem. Truth cost. So summon Lacrima. Effect Lacrima. Send Engraver. Effect of Engraver, shuffle cost. Do this. So if they try to beast you, you're gonna go, okay, show vanish. Equip this to her, and then you have fodder for your node or your Ice Ryzeal. So summon Engraver back, effect Requiem, equip Lacrima, contact fuse to Necrocrypt Princess, next exceeds both. Play around the beer. Space summon Sword Ryzeal. And X. Gonna go X Ryzeal. I'm gonna dump aggregator here, since I'm guaranteed to have at least one material for my dual drive. So with dual drive effect attach Ice, any of them, doesn't matter. Effect attach Ice and sword. Add node and cross. Activate cross. Space summon node since we're gonna X's. Next we're gonna target Ice and X. With back bottom. Draw card. Ice, doesn't matter, we're going to use it as fodder. Effect Ice, send cost, target sword, so you can play around the bestial since it's a file. And lastly, we'll get into detonator to attach aggregator. So through this board, you've got 3 materials on your detonator plus aggregator. 1 material dual drive, 2 negates of Caesar and cross, so you can touch dual drive. Plus you got Lacrima and Requiem. If you have the beer already in hand, I recommend sending twins instead, since you have like a high chance of tributing off your Ryzeal monsters, and you just keep one material. It's up to you. Then your opponent's technical effect Lacrima, target Requiem. Shuffle back, send Requiem, effect Requiem, send back, Lacrima, effect Lacrima, send Paradise Engrave, and you can use Paradise effect, banish for cost, send Desiree Engrave, effect Desiree, target like opponent's monster, like for example Typhon if they end up summoning it, which is pretty troublesome for the deck, and I don't like that card. And then you just shuffle back like Requiem, I guess, and it's target Burns Monster. So that's it for the 1-card ice combo. Next, I'll show you the best combo in the deck, which is Ice Engraver. I'll show you the Greed version first, which is the best one, but it's ignorant into hand trap, so it hurts against like Int Beasteel, Veiler Beasteel, Full Loss. And with this board you're going to end up on one mat dual drive, Caesar, Cross, Detonator, free material with either twins or aggregated depending on your hand or depending on how you feel like you get to the twins effect, plus Agnonde, and Lacrima, and Desert Engrave. And you get to draw twice of Necroquip plus the Cross. So let's start off with normal summon Ice effect. So summon X effect. Add Sword. Birth. To Moon. Into Moon. Into Requiem. Effect Requiem. Cost. And out Lacrima. Effect Lacrima. So Engraver to grave. Let me think here. Is that right? Yeah, I think I only get one draw action, sadly. If you do this one. Effect grip. Cost. Add track. Activate track. Add Larry. Larry effect. Reborn. Link. We're gonna link those two off into sequence. Vector sequence. Shuffle back Larry. And Requiem? So it's not Requiem. Engraver has to engrave, unfortunately. So these three. Drop back to Laurie on me. Into Desiree. And next, you'll link both. You'll link free. So Agnonde, effect Agnonde. Target Lacrima to reborn. And you use your Engraver, shuffle back I guess sequence, because you're not going to be able to get in there this time. And you link these two. Sorry, contact freeze. Contact freeze. Necroquip, and then you exist these two into Caesar. So you have Caesar, plus your Desiree for next turn. She can reborn of Agnombe. Now we're done with this Fiendsmith part. Now we're going to the Ryzeal part again. Perfect. Sword Ryzeal. And next, since you're guaranteed to have one mat on your dual drive. So, aggregator, X's. It's up to you. You could make detonator if you really want to be safe for infinite permanents. But I feel like at that point people are just going to impermanent Ilya. Effect to attach. Attach ice. Effect. Dual drive. Attach sword. Ice for cost. Not for cost, my bad. Detached. We'll add cross and node. Next we activate cross and activate node. Actually, maybe keep this hand first because I want to get a draw first. So we'll put back X in ice, back. Draw ogre, special node, effect node, discard ogre for cost, reborn the sword. Since it's only target is a fire, so they can't bestial it. The only way they can get rid of it is like decro. I don't want to try and decro at the moment. Some there, effect detonator attach. We'll attach. Either aggregator or the Desiree. We just did aggregator for now. Because I feel like I'd rather shotgun the Lacrimine in Princeton. Got this free material, detonator with aggregator, one material dual drive, Caesar. Lacrimal for next turn, see opponent's turn, start of like draw phase something, you can go to Lacrimal, target, shuffle back, reborn, effect number, target Desiree, special, equip. So this will be your full ward. So you got Desiree for negation, like talents, frost, even match. Free material, detonator with mirror logic, one mat, dual drive, you can touch for cross, 2 negates for the season. So that's it for the read play. I'll show you another combo. This one's like more conservative, the combo, but it does a bit better against fools. And your end board is I think the end board's a bit better, I guess, but it hurts more against your unlock threat, which is kind of like why I don't want to do this play more often. You end up on free mat detonator with Eclipse Twins, Caesar, as well as Abyss Dollar, Cross, Lacrimal, Numday, Graveyard, and Dual Dragon Grave. So I think it's better. So instead of starting with Ice Ryzeal, we're gonna start off with Engraver first. So we're gonna go effect, activate Engraver. Gonna add tract, activate tract. There is a similarity to do. Lorry. Ryzeal. Lorry. 1, 2. Ripple. So we're gonna go normal ice effect. You can either chain Raccoon here to summon X, or you can summon Sword. Personally, I like summoning Sword here, because if maybe my opponent might still have a full loss in hand, and then if I chain this, they get a draw to 2, so it hurts even harder. So I feel like in this scenario, I'd rather just special summon Sword to be safe and add X. Next is four, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh damn. Yeah, whatever. Summon Duel Drive here, I guess. Effect Duel Drive. Cost. Yeah, actually never mind. That plays hard in view. That's might be knowledge of it. Yeah, whatever. We'll just use the weapon. So you have this instead. You just add this, and then you get the Lacrimal. So the sand engraver to grave. Okay. You go like chain 1X, chain 2 Lacrimal to play on Ash. You add Sword, dumping off Engraver. And from here, let's just summon Duel Drive here. Back Duel Drive. So even if they nip us, we still got Engraver to send the token. No, to send the actual nip actually. Add node and cross. Since Sword can search as extra as well. You link these two off. So sequence. Sequence effect. Shuffle back. Lorry, 1 Engraver. And a sequence. So ain't a recommended. Wizard. Desert. Sequence. Take Nomde. Back to Nomde. Target. Lacrimal. Back to Engraver. Shuffle back sequence. Contact face. Princess, Caesar, Caesar. So special summon Sword for me. Effect Sword. Add X. Next, Clips Twins. Since we got Duel Dragon Breed. So let's use these two. Duel. Next we're gonna activate cross. Target these two. Draw card. Doesn't matter the draw. Yes. And then you go Duel. Of course, unfortunately, this is one of the plays you can make if you want to draw the cross. But if you don't really care about cross, you can just keep the second material. Yeah, load, target sword, removal, discard line, final X's, then take them attached to it. Because you want to keep that dual Card Engraver, the twins to be active. So this will be an endpoint first. Free material detonator with twins. Abyss Duel, double Caesar, cross. And in your opponent's turn we'll use Lacrima. Target 3 numbers, shuffle back, reborn, effect, target Desiree. This will be your full ending. This is extremely powerful. That's pretty much it for the Ice Ryzeal plus X Ryzeal combo. I can show you. I'll just show you X plus Engraver. So I think this end board's like, I think you get like detonator, free material, plus twins, and like possibly like a Duel with a Caesar, and like Lacrima and Trap Engrave. I'm not sure if you can get into Desiree as well, but we'll see, because I hardly do this play. So we start off with Engraver, and then you have like the cross as well. Engraver and cross. So add track on it. Activate track. Lorry, people. Lorry. Yeah, I don't think we can use the Caesar, probably just the Desiree, I guess. So you go Engraver, shuffle back Lorry for cost, 3-1, summon sequence, effective sequence. Engravers, summon out Desiree, both Desiree, Agnon effect, target lap. You want to do this to bypass the X Ryzeal limit. Yeah, I think better to send and use expect X sword. Attach X and Lacrima. Add cross. Put these two in. Yeah, I guess node. I don't have another way to get it. Wood. Space sword effect. Add ice. You can either keep it for follow up or use it right now. You have to push it. Yeah, you have to send pressure. Activate cross. Access. Detonator. Effect detonator touch. Twins. Back target X and do it right. Control. Ah, damn. Anything, try to fix it. I want to do drive, right? Do drive. Expect. I think there's another way to play this. So I'll put these to that. So it doesn't come out yet. Swing green. Swing hand. Have X. The left one. So all I would actually do from here is summon sword. Then add ice. This is these two. Neutral. Neutral. Move across. Effect sequence target lateral. Send sequence to go for cross space and ice. I'll just make Duel. You have Duel guaranteed to send back across special mode effect. Up node, down, reborn, axis. So on Duel Drive attached the twins. So this should be end board. You have Dueler, plus Detonator, free mat with twins, cross, and the twins will trigger to reborn. Opponent's turn, you just shotgun this draw phase, detach Lacrima for cost. Then you go Lacrima, target, put back, reborn effect, target lizard. So The import's gonna be 3 Matt Eclipse Detonator with Desiree, Dweller, Cross. So that's it for the X Engraver combo. Let's go with another one. This is like what I meant with like Lacrima can like bridge you into your Fiendsmith cards. Into your Ryzeal cards because she's level 4. Next. I think that's kind of it for that. For the Fiendsmith stuff. But I guess yeah, I'll show you one more combo. I'll show you how to out detonator. So it's the 1 card. So let's say your opponent's got a detonator board. You're annoyed by it, you want to get rid of it. You start off the engraver, back engraver. Add track. Activate track. Add. Where's Lauren? Add Lauren. Discard Lauren. Effect Lauren. Reborn. Link Lauren. To Requiem. From here, you're gonna go Engraver effect, target Laurie, shuffle back for cost, and then you chain Requiem. Since your opponent won't be able to target a card on your field since there's nothing. So then you summon out Lacrima from there. And you reborn the Engraver or Riz. Then from here you're gonna Shinkra, since they're both lights and 6 and 4, into a Chaos Angel, in which you're gonna target the detonator to banish. Because even if they change the detonator target to destroy Chaos Angel, they won't be able to because he's unaffected by monster effects. So I need infinite impermanence. So you can like, for example, if your opponent's gonna the only way they can out this is if they've got a set card like imperm. So you'll be like chaining 1 target banish. They can go like chaining 2 detonator target, and then they go like chaining 3 imperm. That's the only way in that scenario, which actually came up for me in a written feature match in the mirror match. But unfortunately, I forgot that play. But luckily, my opponent still extended before he went to battle, so I was able to out it still, regardless. So that's the 1 card Engraver combo to out detonator. So I think that's pretty much it for the Fiendsmith Engraver combos. The Fiendsmith Ryzeal combos. So let's talk about my matchups. So I ended up coming 43rd place in YCS Sydney 2025, unfortunately. So Swiss was 8 rounds, day 1. Day 2 was 2 rounds plus top cut. I ended up drawing twice and going undefeated technically on the first day. And then the next day I lost my first match, unfortunately, which is the mirror match, which is in the written feature, since I forgot to play around Nibiru. And it would have been lucky in the end for game 3 because it would depend how good I opened going second against my opponent. So my overall record was 7 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, which is very good in my opinion, because I played the past 3 weeks I was preparing for the tournament, which I was playing various different decks in the meta, like Mitsurugi Ryzeal, this deck Fiendsmith Ryzeal, Malice, Blue Eyes. Yeah, it's probably those 4. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to play White Forest Azumina or Pure Ryzeal, because I wanted to take the last week to just play like what deck I had the best success rate in locals, and it ended up being the Fiendsmith Ryzeal variant. So let's talk about matchups first. My first match was against Pure Kashtira. I won the Daro, so I just comboed off, and he activated Race, so I went Detonator pop, and then he went to game 2. I had like Desiree and Detonator on the turn. Game 2, he made me go first, which is a surprise because I ended up starting for going second. I ended up being able to make still a good board, and he just didn't have enough to out my board. All he had was like Lightning Storm, and he couldn't do enough from this, so he just conceded. So I won that match, which is the first round. Second round, I versed Striker Malice. It's pretty crazy because I haven't seen anyone play that variant for a long time, and it was against the runner-up of YCS Sydney 2020. It's pretty cool because I knew his name. I heard of his name before, and I think, did I win the title? Yeah, I think I won the Daro, but my opponent just had more engine against me. He had too much draw power, and I didn't have enough to counter his stuff, so I ended up losing that. And then I went first again. I made the full board, and he opened too well. Going second, he had like Ultimate Slayer, Metatronus, Allure, Engage. Even though I like Lanciered him, in draw phase he still had Cold Buy. And then in the end, he used too much of the Malice maintenance costs that even the Reborn GWC wasn't enough for him to get over my life points, so it was a draw, which is good because I don't think I was winning that match. Round 3 was Mitsurugi Ryzeal, which I think I lost the die roll for that, and I've a bricked, I guess, and my hand traps weren't enough for him, unfortunately, because even the nib wouldn't do as much because the Ame and the Futsu triggers. And then game 2, I ended up drawing Paradise, so I made the Desiree Paradise play. So I had set the Paradise and had Desiree plus Imper. That turn I ended up making it longer, unfortunately, because I used my Paradise a bit too early because I hit when he made Dual Drive. Then he used Talent, so I had to use the I ended up using Desiree on the Dual Drive and it Talents to take, so I used the Paradise to destroy the board. Then I top deck something good and I rushed as fast as I could to make the full combo to make it end up in a stalemate, because until we went to game 3 we didn't have enough time to start or even side, so I ended up drawing that, unfortunately. So that was the second draw. Round 4 was Fiendsmith. Was it Fiend? No, it was the magical musketeer Fiendsmith bestial guy I usually verse in my feature matches, which you'll find out later on. He was also I played against when I played the Blue Eyes and Malice deck. But this time around he wasn't running the muskets, he was running just the bestial, the Bellions, bestials, like a more handtrap control variant. I ended up winning the Duel. He did Baldrick, my Engraver, summoned Phantasma. I was able to break his interruptions to play well against it. So we went to game 2. Game 2 I unfortunately had Imp Nib. And he made a bit of a greedy play with Magnemite when he could have just kept it for next turn, but I don't blame him for that. Because it's kind of hard to tell what hand traps this play around, because he already had Caesar on board. So he made Caesar and then he went Magnemite banishes on Rebellion to search for end phase. And he went end of main, so like Imp Nib, tribute his Magnemite and Caesar. So he had a Jerusalem end phase. And I started to do my Fiendsmith plays. He used this Jerusalem. I ended up activating talents from Frost from hand to get like talents, or like to draw 2, and that draw 2 helped a lot because I was able to get into my Ryzeal engine plus another track, I guess, which was good. So I ended up losing that game and I ended up winning that. So we go to round 5. Round 5 was mirror match. My opponent didn't draw well both games unfortunately, but the second game I punished myself a bit, but I ended up getting unpunished because I top decked a bonfire and then I just won from there. So that was 5th. Round 6 was round 6 was another Mitsurugi Ryzeal. I ended up losing the die roll. I didn't have enough. He had too much engine, so I skipped that game. Game 2. Game 2 I was able to get into a grind game. I had to play a bit quickly, managed to win that. Turn 3, we didn't have much time. I had Perulia and Frost and Colby and stuff. And he did Perulia, but he still tried to make as much interest as possible. She got punished for, unfortunately, because I went Frost, Talents, Colby, and then like took the token, attack token, and nib for game. Which is good because we only had like a minute left until time. And then round 7 was I think it was either Pure or Fiendsmith. I think he was playing Fiendsmith. He bricked as well, which is crazy. Game 1. Game 2, he tried to play a bit, but I had better engine for him against, unfortunately for him. Because I did damage until he had 500 life points, and he had dual drive, no materials, because I ended up making him use all of them. So I just attacked with dual drive for game for 500 damage. Then round 8, which I think was the last round, was another Pure Ryzeal, which I was near the top tables. It was like, I think like table 16 or 20 something. I only had like one engine piece and the rest is 4 hand traps, so I just played like Fiendsmith control. Ended up winning that because my hand traps were enough to stop him from playing. Game 2, he ended up, I only had nib as an interruption and a few Fiendsmith bricks. He had a plug-in for a nib and he set 5 pass, which was crazy. He had like hooks, crossed out, strikes, so I wasn't winning that game. Then round 10-3, I made a very good board. He tried to double Metatronus to break my board, which I ended up using double C's to negate. And I used Paradise to send his node to grave. So that's pretty much it, so he couldn't do anything, so I won that game. So overall, I was 6 wins, 2 draws at that point, so I was undefeated. Day 2, I versed the mirror match. Mirror match was a bit rough. I had like 4 hand traps and sword, and my opponent went first. I had 4 loss, but he had the Ash unfortunately when I used it. And then he had all the answers for my starters. I was thinking maybe hold on to the Imperm since he had 2 sets. But it didn't matter because the 2 sets were Imperm and Metatronus. So even if the next turn I drew an X, he would have probably negated both and he got rid of it. So I wasn't winning that game. Game 2, I think I bricked game 2 a bit. Like it wasn't really good for me that turn, but I tried. I had like a chance to win. Unfortunately, because what ended up happening was I could have either made the Moon or the Extern Knights, so he could to force him to use Paradise to send it to grave. But I wanted to be a bit conservative, which I regret. I shouldn't have done that because he already had detonated. He already had like the Paradise Engrave, and I wanted to like use it with cross. But in that scenario, I should have because I knew he had like 3 unknown cards, because he ended up trolling me when I searched off X off the ice. So, and I already had a detonating grave unfortunately, so what I should have done was make Moon. He sends it to grave, of course, with Paradise. Then I extend to try and make Duel drive. Before I make Jojo, he'll probably nib me, so at least with the last 2 last two extends I had, I could probably just make a detonator and hopefully try and win there, because he still had the Fiendsmith cards in grave. So yeah, that was the one I lost unfortunately. It's a mirror match. In a mirror match I always struggle with unfortunately. Last round was round 10, which in Swiss was White Forest Azamina. I drew 1 sword, 4 hand traps. He didn't negate my sword. He ended up holding Imperm for his turn when I made detonator with aggregator pass, and then he couldn't do much from there because of my hand traps. So in game 2 he made an unbreakable board. I was trying to like break it, but it wasn't enough because he had a Light Dark Chaos Angel with Saint Azamina. He Book of Mooned my Ice and X'd off the Sylvie. Plus he had the bounce and the Mara Regina, the one that like pops too. Yeah, we went to game 3. Game 3 had Bonfire and 4 hand traps. Luckily he didn't negate my only engine piece, so I made detonator plus 4 hand traps, and then my hand traps ended up making me win regardless. So overall that was the end of Swiss and my run, because I came 43rd. So overall it was 7 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. I think I did pretty good overall. My reasoning for playing this one, the Fiendsmith Ryzeal variant, over the other decks I had, was this one I had like the best in terms of mastery. The other ones I struggled. I even tried to play Malice 1 more time the day before, but I just couldn't like play well into nib with it and time as well. And this variant doesn't like as hurt as much against D barrier, because even if the D barrier you can still go into your Fiendsmith place. The Mitsurugi variant was another option I was considering, but the problem with that variant is I need at least another card to go into my ritual place, because I need 2 cards for rituals. The Blue Eyes deck wasn't good against Malice, and the Malice deck just struggled against Lancia. So I thought this deck was probably the perfect one, because even pure just dies to barrier even though it has like the best amount of non-engine draw power. So I thought this was like the best deck. I reckon this deck could have won the YCS if I piloted it perfectly, but unfortunately I didn't give myself enough time to know what every matchup was, because I wasn't as familiar with the Ryzeal mirror match variants, since there weren't much, and the times where versus the Ryzeal matchups I was playing different decks like Malice and Blue Eyes. So yeah, overall it was a good experience. Probably gonna do a deck profile on like Malice, Blue Eyes, White Forest, Azamina, Mitsurugi, Ryzeal, and probably lastly pure Ryzeal when 7th Tachyon comes up. So that's all I have for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.